What if I told you that right now, you're just one click away from unraveling a story that'll twist your emotions, spark your curiosity, and maybe even make you question what it really means to be home? Picture this, a young woman, alone, wandering through a world that feels like it's crumbling around her, convinced she's lost forever, until he steps in, a stranger with a quiet confidence, claiming she's exactly where she's meant to be. Sounds intriguing, right? That's the mystery we're diving into today in She Thought She Was Lost. He Knew She Was Home. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to get answers to questions you didn't even know you had. You're going to feel something real, something deep, and I'm here to guide you through every second of it. Let's talk about why this story matters to you, why it's going to hit you right in the feels, and why you won't be able to look away until we solve this puzzle together. You ever feel like you're drifting through life, searching for something? Maybe a place, a person, or even just a feeling that makes you feel like you belong? That's where our story starts, with someone just like you, someone who's out there chasing that same sense of purpose. Her name's Ellie, a 20-something dreamer with a heart full of hope and a backpack full of doubts. She's out there in the wide, messy world, trying to find her way, but every step feels like she's slipping further from where she's supposed to be. Maybe you've been there too, standing at a crossroads, wondering if you're on the right path or if you're just lost. That's what makes Ellie so real, so human. She's not some perfect hero from a movie. She's got fears, flaws, and a stubborn streak that keeps her pushing forward, even when the world tells her to give up. And then there's him, Caleb, a guy who seems to know more about Ellie than she knows about herself. He's not loud or flashy, but there's something about the way he looks at her, like he sees right through the chaos in her heart. He says she's home, but what does that even mean when she feels like she's a million miles from anywhere safe? That's the question that's going to keep you hooked, because this isn't just Ellie's story. It's a mirror for all of us who've ever wondered where we truly belong. Now, let's get real for a second. You're here, watching this video, because something in the title She Thought She Was Lost. He Knew She Was Home grabbed you. Maybe it's the mystery of who Caleb is or why he's so sure about Ellie. Maybe it's the idea of being lost and found in a way that hits you on a soul-deep level. Whatever it is, I promise you this. You're not just watching a story. You're stepping into a journey that's going to make you think, feel, and maybe even cry a little. I'm not here to waste your time with fluff or cliches. I'm here to take you on an emotional roller coaster that's trending right now on YouTube. Stories about self-discovery, belonging, and those unexpected connections that change everything. You're going to meet Ellie and Caleb, and you're going to care about them, because their story is universal. It's about finding your place in a world that's loud, confusing, and sometimes downright scary. And here's the best part. I'm not going to leave you hanging without answers. By the time this video ends, you'll know exactly what Caleb means when he says Ellie's home, and you'll understand why this story is blowing up in searches for emotional stories, life-changing moments, and finding yourself. Let me paint the scene for you. Imagine a small, foggy town tucked away in the Pacific Northwest, where the air smells like pine and the streets are lined with old brick buildings that whisper stories of their own. Ellie's been wandering these streets for days, her boots heavy with mud, her heart heavier with questions. She's got no map, no plan, just a nagging feeling that she's supposed to be somewhere. But where? She's running from something, or maybe running towards something, and she's not even sure which. You can feel her exhaustion, can't you? That bone-deep tiredness that comes from searching for something you can't name. And then, out of nowhere, there's Caleb. He's leaning against a lamppost, his jacket worn but his eyes sharp, like he's been waiting for her all along. "You're not lost," he says, his voice steady, like it's the most obvious thing in the world. But Ellie doesn't buy it. How could she? She's been lost her whole life. Geographically, emotionally, spiritually. Yet Caleb's got this quiet certainty, this unshakable belief that she's exactly where she needs to be. And that's where the tension kicks in, the spark that's going to keep you watching. Is Caleb some kind of guardian angel, a con artist, or just a guy who sees something in Ellie that she can't see herself? You're going to want to know, and I'm going to make sure you stick around to find out. Here's why you're not going to click away. This story isn't just about Ellie and Caleb. It's about you. It's about those moments in your life when you've felt adrift, when you've wondered if you're enough, if you're where you're supposed to be. Maybe you're watching this video late at night, curled up on your couch, searching for something to make sense of the chaos in your own world. I get it, and I'm right here with you. This video is crafted to hit those emotional chords, to make you feel seen and understood. We're diving into themes that are trending hard on YouTube right now. self-discovery, finding home, and the power of human connection. Ellie's journey is going to resonate with you because it's raw, it's real, and it's packed with those aha moments that make you pause and reflect. And Caleb? He's the wild card, the guy who's going to challenge everything Ellie believes about herself, and maybe challenge what you believe about yourself too. I'm not just telling you a story. I'm inviting you into a conversation, one that's going to unfold over the next few minutes and leave you feeling like you've been part of something bigger. So, don't hit that back button. Stay with me, because we're about to peel back the layers of this mystery together. Let's talk about what's at stake here. Ellie's not just wandering through a foggy town. She's wrestling with a question that's bigger than any map can answer. What does it mean to be home? Is it a place? A person? A feeling? You've probably asked yourself that question at some point. Maybe when you moved to a new city, started a new job, or just felt like you didn't fit in. That's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about Ellie's journey. It's about the universal search for belonging. And Caleb, oh man, he's the key to unlocking it all. He's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. He's got his own scars, his own secrets, and you're going to see glimpses of them as we go. But there's something about the way he talks to Ellie, the way he seems to know her, that's going to make you lean in closer. Is he leading her to answers, or is he pulling her into something dangerous? That's the hook, the thing that's going to keep you watching, because you're not just here for a story, you're here for the truth. And I promise, by the end of this video, you're going to get it. You're going to understand why Ellie feels so lost, why Caleb believes she's home, and what it all means for you. Now, I'm not going to spoil the big reveal. Where's the fun in that? But I will tell you this. The next few minutes are going to take you on a ride. You're going to laugh, you're going to gasp, and yeah, you might even tear up a little. This story's got it all. Heart, suspense, and those viral trending moments that make you want to hit that like button and share it with everyone you know. Ellie and Caleb are about to take you somewhere you didn't expect, somewhere that's going to make you think about your own life, your own search for home. And just when you think you've got it all figured out, something's going to happen that'll leave your jaw on the floor. What does Caleb know that Ellie doesn't? Why is he so sure she's not lost? And what's waiting for them in this foggy little town that's starting to feel more like a maze than a destination? You're going to have to keep watching to find out, because right now, Ellie's standing at the edge of a truth she's not ready for, and it's going to change everything. You're still with me, right? Good, because we're just getting started, and the fog in this little Pacific Northwest town is about to get a whole lot thicker. Ellie's standing there, her boots sinking into the muddy street, staring at Caleb like he's just spoken in riddles. His words, "You're not lost, you're home," hang in the air like a melody she can't quite place, stirring something deep inside her, something that feels like hope and fear all tangled up together. But let's rewind a bit, because to understand why Ellie's heart is racing and why Caleb's calm certainty is so unnerving, we need to dig into who these two are and how they ended up here, in a place that feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for secrets to spill. This town, with its creaky old storefronts and whispers of forgotten stories, isn't just a backdrop. It's practically a character in this emotional, trending saga of self-discovery and belonging that's got YouTube buzzing with searches for mysterious strangers and finding home. Ellie's journey is about to get messy, and Caleb's role is about to get murkier. So let's dive into the layers of this story, peeling back just enough to keep you hooked without giving away the big answers yet. Ellie wasn't always this way. Drifting, searching, carrying a backpack stuffed with more questions than clothes. Back in her hometown, a bustling suburb outside Seattle, she was the girl everyone thought had it together. Good grades, a tight-knit group of friends, a family who loved her even if they didn't always understand her. But something shifted a few years ago, right around the time her mom got sick. It wasn't just the hospital visits or the quiet nights when the house felt too big. It was the way Ellie started feeling like she didn't fit in her own skin anymore. She'd walk past her childhood bedroom, with its faded posters and stuffed animals, and feel like a stranger. After her mom passed, that feeling grew, like a shadow she couldn't shake. She started traveling, not because she wanted to see the world, but because staying still hurt too much. She'd hop from one small town to another, chasing a sense of purpose, a place that felt like home. That's how she ended up here, in this foggy nowhere town, with no plan and no one to call. But here's the thing about Ellie, she's stubborn. She doesn't give up, even when she's exhausted, even when the world feels like it's conspiring to keep her lost. And now, with Caleb standing in front of her, claiming she's exactly where she needs to be, she's torn between wanting to believe him and wanting to run. That tension, that push and pull of trust and doubt, is what makes this story so gripping. So perfect for those YouTube searches about life-changing encounters and emotional journeys. Caleb, on the other hand, is a whole different kind of mystery. He's not from this town, or at least, that's what the locals say when Ellie asks around later, her curiosity getting the better of her. He's got that weathered look, like someone who's seen too much but still smiles at the sunrise. His jacket's frayed at the cuffs, his boots are scuffed, but there's a steadiness to him, a kind of quiet strength that makes you want to listen, even when you're not sure you should. The townsfolk don't know much about him, or they're not telling. Old Mrs. Harper at the diner, with her sharp eyes and sharper tongue, mutters something about Caleb showing up a few months ago, always alone, always watching. He's not trouble, she says, but he's not simple neither. Ellie catches that comment, and it sticks with her, like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit. What's Caleb's deal? Is he just a drifter, like her, or is there something bigger at play? There's a moment, just after he tells her she's home, when his eyes flicker with something. Regret, maybe, or recognition. And it's enough to make Ellie wonder if he's hiding something. Maybe he's running from his own ghosts, or maybe he's here for a reason that's tied to her in ways she can't yet imagine. That's the kind of suspense that keeps you watching, the kind that's trending right now with YouTube audiences craving hidden secrets and mysterious connections. Then there's the town itself, this sleepy little place called Haven's Edge, which feels like it's stuck in time. The streets are lined with old brick buildings, their windows foggy with age, and the air carries a chill that seeps into your bones. It's the kind of place you drive through and forget, except for the way it seems to pull you in, like it's got a story it's dying to tell. Ellie notices it right away. The way the locals glance at her, not with suspicion, but with a kind of quiet expectation, like they've been waiting for her to show up. There's a diner where the coffee's always brewing, a library with books that smell like dust and secrets, and a boarded-up house at the edge of town that everyone avoids but no one explains. Ellie overhears whispers about that house. Something about a family who lived there years ago, something about a tragedy no one likes to talk about. It's not much, just fragments, but it's enough to plant a seed of intrigue in her mind. Is this town connected to her somehow? Did she end up here by chance, or is there a reason she's standing in this exact spot, with Caleb looking at her like she's the answer to a question he's been asking for years? These are the layers of mystery that make this story so addictive, the kind that tap into those trending YouTube keywords like small town secrets and fate versus chance. Let's introduce a subplot that's going to twist things even further. While Ellie's grappling with Caleb's cryptic words, she stumbles across a journal in the library, tucked behind a shelf like someone meant to hide it. It's old, leather-bound, with pages that crinkle under her fingers. The handwriting is neat but urgent, and it's filled with entries about someone searching for a place called home. Not a house, not a town, but something deeper, something that feels like it's written in Ellie's own heart. The journal doesn't have a name, but there's a photo tucked inside, faded and worn, of a young woman who looks eerily like Ellie. Same dark hair, same sharp jawline, same restless spark in her eyes. Ellie's pulse quickens as she flips through the pages, catching phrases like, "He promised I'd find it," and "The truth is here but it's buried." Who wrote this? Was it the woman in the photo? And why does it feel like this journal is speaking directly to Ellie, like it's been waiting for her to find it? She doesn't tell Caleb about. This journal is hinting at. This discovery adds another layer to the mystery, another reason you're going to keep watching, because now it's not just about Ellie and Caleb. It's about a past that's reaching out to her, pulling her deeper into Haven's Edge and its secrets. Now let's shift to Caleb's perspective for a moment, because there's more to him than meets the eye, and you're going to want to know what's going on in his head. He's not just some random guy who happened to cross Ellie's path. When he saw her walking down that muddy street, something clicked, like a lock turning in a door he'd forgotten was there. He's not sure why he said what he did. Those words about her being home just slipped out, like they'd been waiting for the right moment. Caleb's been in Haven's Edge for a while now, longer than he planned, because something about this town keeps him tethered. He's not one for staying put. His life's been a series of moves, from one place to another, always chasing something he can't name. But there's a memory that haunts him, a promise he made years ago to someone he loved, someone he lost. He doesn't talk about it, not to Ellie, not to anyone, but it's there in the way his jaw tightens when he looks at her, in the way he seems to know things he shouldn't. Is he connected to that journal Ellie found? Does he know about the woman in the photo? Or is he just as lost as Ellie, clinging to a belief that if he helps her find her way, he'll find his own? These questions are what make this story so compelling, so perfect for YouTube's trending searches for emotional mysteries and fated encounters. The tension's building now, and you can feel it, can't you? Ellie's starting to notice things, little clues that don't add up, like the way the diner's clock seems to tick slower when Caleb's around, or the way the fog seems to thicken when she asks too many questions. She's not sure if she's paranoid or if Haven's Edge is playing tricks on her, but one thing's clear. This town, this moment, this man, they're all part of something bigger. She's drawn to Caleb, not just because of his words, but because of the way he makes her feel like she's on the verge of understanding something monumental. But there's danger in that pull too, because every step closer to him feels like a step deeper into the unknown. And then there's that journal, burning a hole in her backpack, whispering secrets she's not ready to face. What happens when she opens it again? What happens when she asks Caleb the questions she's too afraid to voice? You're going to want to stick around, because just as Ellie's about to take a leap, toward Caleb, toward the truth, toward whatever home really means, something's waiting in the shadows of Haven's Edge, something that's going to turn this story upside down. Okay, you're still here, and I'm so glad, because things in Haven's Edge are about to take a turn that'll have you gripping your phone, wondering what just hit you. Ellie's standing in the dim glow of a street lamp, the journal she found in the library clutched against her chest like a lifeline, its cryptic words echoing in her mind. The truth is here, but it's buried. Caleb's a few steps away, his silhouette half swallowed by the fog, and the air between them crackles with unspoken questions. She wants to trust him, wants to believe his claim that she's home, but there's a knot in her stomach that's growing tighter with every second. This town, with its eerie quiet and watchful eyes, feels like it's closing in, and just when Ellie thinks she's starting to piece things together, something happens that flips everything she thought she knew upside down. This is the moment where the stakes skyrocket, where the mystery deepens, and where you, my friend, are going to be hooked on this emotional roller coaster that's trending all over YouTube with searches for shocking plot twists and heart-pounding stories. We're diving deeper into Ellie's journey, Caleb's secrets, and the strange pull of Haven's Edge, so let's keep going, because what's coming next is going to leave you speechless. Ellie's been trying to make sense of the journal, sneaking glances at it when Caleb's not looking, but it's like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. The entries are scattered, written in a hurried scrawl that talks about a woman searching for home, someone who sounds so much like Ellie it's unsettling. But it's the photo tucked inside, a faded image of a woman who could be Ellie's twin, that's got her rattled. She's been carrying it around, stealing glances at it, wondering if it's just a coincidence or something more. Tonight, as the fog rolls thicker through Haven's Edge, she decides to confront Caleb. She's had enough of his cryptic half-answers, enough of the way he seems to know her without explaining why. "Who are you really?" she asks, her voice shaking but firm, holding up the journal like it's evidence in a trial. Caleb's face changes, not fear, not anger, but something softer, like sadness mixed with resolve. He steps closer, and for a moment, she thinks he's going to tell her everything. But then, out of nowhere, the ground trembles beneath them, a low, rumbling vibration that makes the street lamps flicker and the windows of the old brick buildings rattle. Ellie stumbles, catching herself against a wall, and Caleb grabs her arm, his grip steady but urgent. "We need to move," he says, his voice low, like he's been expecting this. What the hell was that? An earthquake? A warning? Whatever it is, it's no coincidence, and it's the kind of unexpected twist that's got YouTube buzzing with searches for small-town mysteries and unexplained events. This tremor isn't just a random act of nature. It's a signal that Haven's Edge is more than it seems, and it's pulling Ellie and Caleb deeper into its web. They duck into the diner, the only place still open, where Mrs. Harper's pouring coffee like nothing happened, but her eyes are sharp, watching them like she knows something they don't. The other locals are there too, huddled in booths, whispering about the old house and what's waking up. Ellie catches snippets of their conversation, and it's enough to make her skin prickle. That boarded-up house at the edge of town, the one nobody talks about, suddenly feels like the key to everything. The journal mentioned it too, in a frantic entry about the heart of the truth being hidden there. Ellie's mind is racing, connecting dots that don't quite line up. Is the house connected to the woman in the photo? To Caleb? To the tremor that just shook the ground? She glances at Caleb, who's staring out the diner's window into the fog, his jaw tight, like he's wrestling with something he can't say. She's about to demand answers when Mrs. Harper slides a piece of paper across the counter. A faded map, hand-drawn, with the old house marked in red. "You're looking for answers, girl," Mrs. Harper says, her voice low. "Start there." It's a moment that hits like a lightning bolt, raising the stakes and making you, the viewer, lean in closer, searching for hidden truths and secret maps on YouTube's trending pages. Let's pull back the curtain on Caleb a bit more, because his story is starting to unravel in ways that add fuel to this fire. He's not just a drifter, not just a guy with a knack for saying the right thing at the right time. That tremor? It wasn't the first time he's felt it. Years ago, in another town, another life, he was tied to something similar. Something that cost him someone he loved. He doesn't talk about it, but the weight of it is there in the way he carries himself, in the way his eyes linger on Ellie like she's a second chance he doesn't deserve. When he grabbed her arm during the tremor, it wasn't just instinct, it was fear, not for himself, but for her. He's been in Haven's Edge longer than he planned, drawn here by a pull he can't explain, the same pull that's now got Ellie caught in its grip. But here's the twist. Caleb's got a letter in his pocket, one he's been carrying for years, written in the same hurried scrawl as the journal Ellie found. He hasn't shown it to her, hasn't even hinted at it, but it's addressed to someone named E. And it mentions Haven's Edge, the old house, and a promise to bring her home. Is E Ellie? Someone else? And why does Caleb act like he's racing against time? This layer of mystery, this hint of a deeper connection, is what makes this story so addictive, tapping into YouTube's love for emotional plot twists and faded connections. The subplot with the journal takes a darker turn now, too, because Ellie's not the only one who's noticed it. There's a man in town, a quiet figure who's been watching her from a distance, someone the locals call the keeper. He's not threatening, not exactly, but there's something about him that sets Ellie on edge. He's older, with a face like weathered stone, and he's always at the edges of things, lingering near the library, the diner, the old house. When Ellie asks about him, the locals clam up, their eyes darting away like they're afraid to say too much. But late that night, as she's flipping through the journal in her motel room, she finds a new entry. Or at least, she thinks it's new. It's in the same handwriting, but it's fresher, the ink darker, and it says, "She's here now. Don't let her go near the house." Ellie's heart stops. Was this written after she found the journal? Is someone watching her, leaving clues? The keeper's face flashes in her mind, and suddenly, the journal feels less like a discovery and more like a trap. This twist, this creeping sense of being watched, is what keeps the suspense alive, making you, the viewer, search for creepy mysteries and hidden dangers on YouTube, desperate to know what's next. The main conflict is escalating now, and it's not just about Ellie finding her way anymore. It's about whether she can trust Caleb, the journal, or even herself. The tremor has left the town on edge, and the locals are starting to act strange, like they're guarding a secret they're not ready to share. Ellie's torn between following the map to the old house and running as far from Haven's Edge as she can get. But Caleb's there, always there, with his steady voice and his cryptic promises, urging her to stay, to trust him. "You're not lost," he says again, but this time, there's an edge to his voice, like he's pleading with her to believe him. And then, just as Ellie's about to make a choice, about the house, about Caleb, about the journal, another tremor hits, stronger this time, and the lights in the diner go out completely. In the darkness, someone screams, and Caleb's hand finds hers, his grip tight, almost desperate. When the lights flicker back on, the map is gone from the counter, and Mrs. Harper's staring at them like she's seen a ghost. What's in that house? Who's trying to keep Ellie away from it? And why does it feel like the town itself is alive, pushing her toward a truth she's not sure she's ready to face? You're going to have to keep watching, because this story's about to explode, and the answers are closer than ever, but so is the danger. Alright, you've stuck with me through the fog, the tremors, and the heart-pounding mystery of Haven's Edge, and I promise you, this is where it all comes together in a way that'll leave you floored. The diner's lights are flickering back to life, but the air feels heavier now, charged with something unspoken as Ellie clutches Caleb's hand, her heart racing from the scream that just tore through the darkness. The missing map, the journal's cryptic warnings, and the keeper's watchful eyes. It's all converging, pulling Ellie toward a truth that's been waiting for her in this strange little town. She's not sure if she's ready, but there's no turning back now. Caleb's looking at her, his eyes full of something she can't quite read. Fear, hope, maybe both, and he whispers, "We have to go to the house. It's the only way." The old house at the edge of town, the one nobody talks about, is calling her, and as the ground trembles again, Ellie knows this is it, the moment where everything changes. This is the climax of She Thought She Was Lost. He knew she was home, the emotional trending story that's got YouTube lit up with searches for epic plot twists and life-changing reveals. We're about to unravel the secrets of Haven's Edge, tie up the loose ends, and hit you with one final twist that'll make this journey unforgettable. So let's dive in and see this through together. Ellie's mind is a whirlwind as she and Caleb make their way through the foggy streets toward the boarded-up house. The journal tucked safely in her backpack, but its words burning in her memory. The town feels alive, the tremors coming more frequently now, like a heartbeat pulsing beneath the ground. Caleb's quiet, too quiet, and it's making her nervous. She's been trying to piece it all together. The journal, the photo of the woman who looks like her, the map that vanished from the diner, but it's like chasing shadows. When they reach the house, it looms before them, its windows dark, its walls weathered like they're holding a century of secrets. The front door creaks open without a key, almost like it's been waiting for them, and Ellie's stomach twists with a mix of dread and anticipation. Inside, the air is thick with dust, and the floorboards groan under their steps. There's a staircase leading up, but Caleb steers her toward a door at the back, one that's half hidden behind a tattered curtain. "This is it," he says, his voice low but steady, and Ellie realizes this is the moment she's been searching for. Not just in Haven's Edge, but her whole life. The journal, the tremors, Caleb's cryptic certainty. It's all led her here, to this house, to this door, to a truth that's about to change everything. You're feeling it too, aren't you? That pulse-pounding anticipation that's trending on YouTube with searches for emotional climaxes and hidden truths. They step through the door into a small room, lit only by a single flickering bulb. There's a table in the center, and on it, a box. Old wooden, carved with intricate patterns that seem to shift in the dim light. Ellie's breath catches as she sees it, because it's the same pattern she saw in the journal, sketched in the margins like a clue. Caleb's hands are shaking as he opens the box, revealing a stack of letters, a locket, and a small, worn photograph. The same one Ellie found in the journal, but this time it's clearer, and the woman's face is unmistakable. It's not just someone who looks like Ellie. It's her mother. The realization hits her like a tidal wave, and she stumbles back, her mind reeling. "What is this?" she demands, turning to Caleb, who's looking at her with a mix of guilt and relief. He takes a deep breath and starts talking, and the story that spills out is the key to everything. Years ago, Ellie's mother lived in Haven's Edge, searching for a place to call home, just like Ellie. She wrote the journal, left the letters, and made a promise to come back. To find the truth about this town, about the strange energy that pulses through it, about the house that holds its heart. But she never did. She left, started a new life, had Ellie, and kept this place a secret, hoping her daughter would never have to face its mysteries. Caleb was her friend, her confidant, the one she trusted with her promise. When she died, he came back to Haven's Edge, waiting, hoping, believing that Ellie would find her way here. "She said you'd come," he says, his voice breaking. "She said you'd know this was home." This reveal, this gut punch of a connection, is what makes this story trend with searches for family secrets and emotional reunions. The tremors, Caleb explains, are tied to the house, to the box, to something ancient and unexplainable buried beneath Haven's Edge. A force that's been dormant until Ellie arrived. Her mother believed it was a kind of energy, a beacon for those who are lost, drawing them to where they belong. That's why the town feels alive, why the locals watch her, why the journals seem to call her name. Ellie's not just here by chance. She's part of something bigger, something her mother never fully understood but trusted her to find. The keeper, that shadowy figure, steps into the room now, and Ellie tenses, but he's not a threat. He's the last guardian of this place, the one who's been protecting the house, waiting for Ellie to fulfill her mother's promise. He hands her the locket from the box, and when she opens it, there's a tiny note inside, in her mother's handwriting: "Home is where you choose to be." It's a moment that brings tears to Ellie's eyes, and maybe to yours too, because it's the resolution she's been chasing. Not a place, but a choice, a realization that she's been carrying home inside her all along. The tremors stop, the air grows still, and for the first time, Ellie feels like she's exactly where she's meant to be. This is the climax, the emotional peak that's got YouTube audiences searching for heartwarming resolutions and life-changing moments. But wait, here's the final twist, the one that'll leave you stunned. As Ellie and Caleb step out of the house, the fog lifting for the first time in days, she notices something in the locket she hadn't seen before. Tucked behind her mother's note is another piece of paper, smaller, older, with a single word written in a different hand: Caleb. Ellie freezes, her eyes locking onto his. He doesn't see the paper, doesn't know she's found it, but the implication hits her hard. Was Caleb more than her mother's friend? Was he part of the secret she kept, part of the reason she left Haven's Edge? The look in his eyes, the way he's been watching her, protecting her. It all takes on a new meaning. Is he her father? A brother? Someone else entirely? The camera lingers on Ellie's face, her expression a mix of awe and uncertainty, as the screen fades to black, leaving you with one final question that'll keep you talking, sharing, and searching for shocking twists and family mysteries on YouTube. The story's resolved, but this twist opens a door to something new, something that makes you want to rewatch, to dive back into Ellie's journey and wonder what's next. So, what's the takeaway? Ellie's story isn't just about finding a place, it's about finding yourself, about choosing to claim your own sense of home no matter where you are. It's a message that hits deep, especially for those of us who've ever felt lost, searching for meaning in a chaotic world. Caleb's role, the journal, the house. They're all pieces of a puzzle that remind us that sometimes, the answers we're looking for are already inside us, waiting to be discovered. Haven's Edge, with its tremors and secrets, was never just a town. It was a mirror, reflecting Ellie's heart back to her. And that final twist? It's a reminder that life's mysteries don't always wrap up neatly. They leave us with new questions, new journeys to chase. You're walking away from this video with a story that's going to stick with you, one that's trending for all the right reasons. Emotional stories, finding yourself, unforgettable endings. So hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and let me know in the comments. Where's your home? Because Ellie's found hers, but the story's not over, and neither is yours.